A new survey suggests a quarter of New Zealanders are struggling with the cost of living. Despite growing expectations that interest rates will continue to fall, a majority worry that inflation will rise due to global economic headwinds. And as Zane Small reports, nearly half of respondents are concerned about job security.
This is day 36 on home detention.
Ajani Tinahu has been documenting his time on home detention in Gisborne on charges for supplying drugs.
10 months to go.
The 23-year-old posts videos on TikTok, candid updates about his journey, including learning a new trade, and it's earned him tens of thousands of likes.
It's mostly all positive stuff in the comments. It's cool. People telling me that I'm doing the right thing.
But finding a part-time job has been a challenge.
I haven't found any work since being on home detention.
TradeMe data out today shows the labour market remains tight. The number of job applications increased 8% between January and March compared to the same time last year.
We're certainly seeing unemployment rise, and we're seeing particular competition around entry-level roles, which I think reflects that this job market is really hitting people under 35 the hardest.
A few of my cousins are trying to find work at the moment. They reckon it's pretty hard.
Unemployment has been on the rise since 2023, a hangover effect of the economic slowdown. And a new Ipsos survey of just over 1,000 New Zealanders shows nearly half, 47%, are worried about job security, and 1 in 4 are struggling with the cost of living. Inflation, officially known as the Consumer Price Index, has eased since it spiked in the wake of COVID lockdowns. And that gave the Reserve Bank confidence to start slashing the official cash rate, the benchmark for interest rates. Last week it was cut for the 5th time in a row, and the central bank signalled more cuts to come.
So our OCR projections, they give financial markets greater clarity on how we plan to meet our commitment to price stability.
But the Ipsos survey shows that despite growing expectations interest rates will keep falling, 52% believe inflation will rise in the year ahead due to global instability such as the war in Gaza. Not to mention the uncertainty of Trump's tariff turmoil, which happened after the survey was taken.
New Zealand exporters will be trading into a global economy that isn't growing as quickly as it would have been without the trade barriers, so weaker global demand, and also a global economy that's less efficient because global supply chains are having to sort of reconfigure themselves.
Figures out today show food prices increased by 3.5% in the 12 months to March. The price of milk went up 16%, while butter prices shot up by 63.6%. However, those rises were offset by lower prices for fruit and vegetables. Also, the price of petrol was down 6.2%.
We are very mindful of the cost of living crisis and the pressure that New Zealanders are under, and that's why you're seeing us cut the wasteful spending and actually bring inflation interest rates down. And finally, the economy's growing again.
But that growth the PM speaks of is yet to be felt by those who still can't find work.
So Zane, there is an update on inflation figures due out this Thursday. What can we expect?
Well, the last update in January showed that the annual inflation rate was unchanged from the previous quarter at 2.2%. And that was the first time in more than a year that the rate didn't go down. So it will be interesting to see if inflation is starting to tick up again, especially considering that rise in food prices we saw today. Now, economists at Infometrics say US tariff announcements have raised concerns about global inflationary pressure, and they're picking a rate of 2.3% on Thursday, so that would be a slight increase. But it is important to remember that 2.3 would still be within the Reserve Bank's target band, so most economists are picking another official cash rate reduction next month, though you can expect the central bank to be keeping a close eye on that global situation.
Indeed. OK, Zane, thanks for that.